闭眼背雅思单词。
线索、提示。
Give me a clue. What's it begin with?
给我点提示，是什么开头？
Give me a clue. What's it begin with?
Livestock.
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 总称家畜、牲畜。
The heavy rains and flooding killed scores of livestock.
大雨和洪水淹死了许多家畜。
The heavy rains and flooding killed scores of livestock.
Molten.
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 融化的。
The molten metal is poured into the mold.
这块融化了的金属被倒入模子。
The molten metal is poured into the mold.
Glamour.
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 魅力、诱惑力。
Highway.
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 公路。
Anita drove north up Pacific Highway.
安妮塔开车沿着太平洋公路向北行驶。
Anita drove north up Pacific Highway.
Legal.
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 法律的，合法的。
He vowed to take legal action.
他发誓要诉诸法律行动。
He vowed to take legal action.
Signal.
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 发信号，标志着。
They fired 3 distress signals.
他们发射了3次遇难求救信号。
They fired 3 distress signals.
Straw.
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 稻草，吸管。
The barn was full of bales of straw.
这个谷仓堆满了成捆的麦秆。
The barn was full of bales of straw.
Autoimmune.
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 自身免疫的。
Conviction. conviction. Conviction.
定罪，坚信，确信。
The rate of convictions has fallen.
有罪判决率已经下降。
The rate of convictions has fallen.
Retrenchment.
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 节省，削减。
Defense planners predict an extended period of retrenchment.
国防规划人员们预计开支紧缩期会延长。
Defense planners predict an extended period of retrenchment.
Diversify.
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 多样化，
The company tried to hedge its bets by diversifying into other fields.
该公司试图通过经营其他领域几面下注。
The company tried to hedge its bets by diversifying into other fields.
Impair.
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 损害，削弱。
Static.
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 静电，
When the weather turns cold and dry, my clothes develop a static problem.
天气变冷变干时，我的衣服就会产生静电问题。
When the weather turns cold and dry, my clothes develop a static problem.
Strap.
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 袋子，
She strapped the baby seat into the car.
她把婴儿座椅用带子绑在那辆汽车上。
She strapped the baby seat into the car.
Truant.
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 逃避责任，旷课。
The parents of persistent truants can be put in jail.
那些长期逃学学生的家长会被监禁。
The parents of persistent truants can be put in jail.
Regarding.
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 关于，
He refused to divulge any information regarding the man's whereabouts.
他拒绝透露任何关于那个男人下落的消息。
He refused to divulge any information regarding the man's whereabouts.
Large scale.
largescale.
Large scale.
大规模的、大范围的。
Tackle.
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 对付、处理，向某人提起，抢劫、抢球。
Fully tackled the quarterback.
福利擒住并摔倒了4分卫。
Fully tackled the quarterback.
Inventive.
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 发明的、创造的，善于发明创造的。
It inspired me to be more inventive with my own cooking.
它激励我在自己烹饪时更具创造力。
It inspired me to be more inventive with my own cooking.
Pretentious.
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 自命不凡的、自负的、炫耀的、做作的。
His response was full of pretentious nonsense.
他的回答尽是些装腔作势的胡说八道。
His response was full of pretentious nonsense.
Repatriate.
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 把遣返回国、归国。
It was not the policy of the government to repatriate genuine refugees.
遣返真正的难民，并不是政府的政策。
It was not the policy of the government to repatriate genuine refugees.
Influenza.
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 流行性感冒，
Every year new strains of influenza develop.
每年都有新的流感类型出现。
Every year new strains of influenza develop.
Graph.
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 图、图表、曲线图。
We plotted about 8 points on the graph.
我们在图表上绘出了大约有8个点的曲线。
We plotted about 8 points on the graph.
Petrol.
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 汽油，
They chip in for the petrol.
他们凑钱买煤气。
They chip in for the petrol.
Distract.
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 转移，使分心。
She had seemed curiously distracted.
他不知为什么显得心不在焉。
She had seemed curiously distracted.
Occasion.
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 时刻、时候、场合、重大活动、盛会、时机、机会、起因、理由。
There were occasions when we slipped up.
我们有疏忽的一些时候。
There were occasions when we slipped up.
Squeeze.
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 压榨、榨取、捏、挤压、挤入、挤过，像勒索。
He squeezed her arm reassuringly.
他安慰地捏了捏她的手臂。
He squeezed her arm reassuringly.
Guzzle.
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 狂饮、暴饮，大量消耗。
Melissa had guzzled gin and tonics like they were lemonade.
梅丽莎狂饮杜松子酒和奎宁水调的饮品，就像喝柠檬水一样。
Melissa had guzzled gin and tonics like they were lemonade.
Spoilage.
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 变质、损坏。
Loan.
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 贷款、借。
Should I take out a loan?
我该去贷款吗？
Should I take out a loan?
Expectation.
expectation.
expectation,
期待、预期。
People have such high expectations of you.
人们对你抱有如此之高的期望。
People have such high expectations of you.
duration,
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 持续的时间、期间。
They were incarcerated for the duration of the war.
他们在战争期间被监禁。
They were incarcerated for the duration of the war.
worthy,
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 有价值的，值得的。
The bank might think you're worthy of a loan.
这家银行可能认为你应该得到一笔贷款。
The bank might think you're worthy of a loan.
dispenser,
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 药剂师、配药师、分配者、施予者、自动售货机。
load,
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 装载、装。
This is a load of shit.
这是一堆废物。
This is a load of shit.
sophisticate,
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 久经世故的人，精通者。
Claude was a charming, sophisticated companion.
克劳德是个有魅力、见多识广的伙伴。
Claude was a charming, sophisticated companion.
nuclear,
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 核能的、原子能的。
Nuclear power is cleaner than coal.
核能比煤更清洁。
Nuclear power is cleaner than coal.
acclimatize,
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 浮水土，适应新环境。
hemisphere,
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 半球，大脑半球。
They say God spoke to them and told them to go on a mission to the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere.
他们说，上帝向他们开口讲话，告诉他们到西半球最贫穷的国家，继续进行传教活动。
They say God spoke to them and told them to go on a mission to the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere.
ignore,
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 不顾、不理、忽视。
He simply ignored Sid's pleading.
他完全不理会西德的恳求。
He simply ignored Sid's pleading.
ferry,
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 渡运，
The ferry hit us amidships.
渡轮拦腰撞了我们的船只。
The ferry hit us amidships.
applaud,
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 鼓掌、喝彩、称赞。
The audience laughed and applauded.
观众欢笑并且鼓掌。
The audience laughed and applauded.
relax,
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 放松，
She just won't relax.
他就是不放松。
She just won't relax.
lunar,
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 月的，月亮的。
The vast volcanic slope was eerily reminiscent of a lunar landscape.
巨大的火山坡，很奇怪的让人想起月球上的景观。
The vast volcanic slope was eerily reminiscent of a lunar landscape.
abode,
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 房屋、家、住所。
She lives in a grand abode overlooking Lake Michigan on the North Shore.
他住在一所位于北岸、俯瞰密西根湖的宏伟公寓中。
She lives in a grand abode overlooking Lake Michigan on the North Shore.
permission,
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 允许、准许。
He asked permission to leave the room.
他请求离开房间的许可。
He asked permission to leave the room.
Grand.
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 宏伟的，大的。
They won the Grand Slam in 1990.
他们在1990年赢得了大满贯。
They won the Grand Slam in 1990.
Statistically.
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 统计上地，
The results are not statistically significant.
这些结果在统计上没有显著意义。
The results are not statistically significant.
Relay.
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 接力赛，中继设备。
She relayed the message, then frowned.
他转告了那个消息，然后皱了皱眉。
She relayed the message, then frowned.
Permeate.
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 扩散、弥漫、渗透、渗入。
The smell of roast beef permeated the air.
烤牛肉的气味弥漫在空气中。
The smell of roast beef permeated the air.
Universe.
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 宇宙、天地万物、世界、领域。
Einstein's equations showed the universe to be expanding.
爱因斯坦的方程式表明宇宙正在扩大。
Einstein's equations showed the universe to be expanding.
Schedule.
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 安排，列入收进。
The work is 22 weeks behind schedule.
这项工作比预计时间推迟了22周。
The work is 22 weeks behind schedule.
Blanket.
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 毯子，厚的覆盖物。
His form lay still under the blankets.
他的身形一动不动地躺在毯子下面。
His form lay still under the blankets.
Deterioration. Deterioration. Deterioration.
恶化，堕落。
The recent deterioration has been caused by an apparently endless recession.
最近的恶化是由貌似没完没了的萧条造成的。
The recent deterioration has been caused by an apparently endless recession.
Interpret.
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 解释、说明、口译、翻译。
Historians annotate, check and interpret the diary selections.
历史学家们对这些日记选段进行注释、核对和阐释。
Historians annotate, check and interpret the diary selections.
Stale.
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 不新鲜的，陈腐的。
Your breath reeks of stale cigar smoke.
你的呼吸中散发出雪茄烟的臭味。
Your breath reeks of stale cigar smoke.
Navigation.
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 航空、航海、航行、导航、领航。
They will be helped by the very latest in navigation aids.
他们将得到最新的导航设备的帮助。
They will be helped by the very latest in navigation aids.
Grant.
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 同意、承认、给予、授予。
I'd be homeward bound even before Grant arrived.
甚至早在格兰特抵达前，我就已经启程回家了。
I'd be homeward bound even before Grant arrived.
Discount.
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 折扣，
They are often available at a discount.
他们经常可以以折扣价买到。
They are often available at a discount.
Newsletter.
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 时事通讯、业务通讯。
We shoved a copy of the newsletter beneath their door.
我们在他们的门下塞了一份时事通讯。
We shoved a copy of the newsletter beneath their door.
Conductive.
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 能传导电的，导电的。
Salt water is much more conductive than fresh water is.
盐水比淡水更具有传导性。
Salt water is much more conductive than fresh water is.
Construct.
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 建造、构思、构筑、创立。
He eventually constructed a huge business empire.
他最终构建了一个庞大的商业王国。
He eventually constructed a huge business empire.
Convert.
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 改变信仰、皈依、转变、转化、改装。
They first set out to convert the heathen.
他们最初打算教化异教徒。
They first set out to convert the heathen.
Attempt.
Attempт.
Attempt.
尝试、试图、努力。
I was forced to attempt a gallop.
我被迫尝试一次骑马疾驰。
I was forced to attempt a gallop.
Division.
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 分开、分隔、分配、分歧、处、部门、科、司。
The retail division is BT's cash cow.
零售部是英国电信公司的摇钱树。
The retail division is BT's cash cow.
Balance.
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 平衡、余额。
I balanced on the ledge.
我在岩脊上站稳。
I balanced on the ledge.
Fingerprint.
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 指纹、手印。
Our fingerprints are probably all over the place.
我们的指纹很可能到处都有。
Our fingerprints are probably all over the place.
Statue.
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 塑像。
I stared fixedly at the statue.
我目不转睛地看着那尊雕像。
I stared fixedly at the statue.
Whereas.
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 然而，但是，
She has authentic charm whereas most people simply have nice manners.
她有真正的魅力，而大多数人只是有礼貌而已。
She has authentic charm whereas most people simply have nice manners.
Stall.
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 货摊、小隔间，
The engine stalled.
发动机突然熄火了。
The engine stalled.
Pretension.
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 声称、自命、自负、自命不凡。
Pitch.
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 投掷、颠簸、未定音高。
A woman squealed in a high-pitched voice.
一位女士尖声叫了起来。
A woman squealed in a high-pitched voice.
Torrent.
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 洪流、爆发、连发。
Torrents of water gushed into the reservoir.
急流涌进了水库。
Torrents of water gushed into the reservoir.
Electrical. Electrical. Electrical.
电的、电学的、有关电的。
Never overload an electrical outlet.
绝不要超负荷使用一个电源插座。
Never overload an electrical outlet.
Classification.
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 分类、级别。
The government uses a classification system that includes both race and ethnicity.
政府采用一种既包括人种又包括种族的类别体系。
The government uses a classification system that includes both race and ethnicity.
Curry.
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 咖喱。
Heat the curry thoroughly and serve it on a bed of rice.
将咖喱加热透，再浇到一层米饭上。
Heat the curry thoroughly and serve it on a bed of rice.
Brew.
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 酿造、冲泡、酝酿。
I brew my own beer.
Juntos estamos siempre.